I think we're good. It's hard to tell. Haven't done this in a while. So, plan for today. Deck list we're going to be trying out. I've been playing with the idea after my regional spree recently. I've been thinking about potentially doing something with the other Jogress decks, but doing the same logic as how I was using Imperial for regionals, where you just swap out like the top end with something a bit stronger. And this is sort of the first draft idea for this deck. I really don't know how good this will be, but I think it'll be fun to sort of have a little play with it. The idea is Invisimon is quite good. That's basically the logic. But the Invisimon deck, tribally, I think has a little bit of trouble. So I'm hoping that, you know, the idea is you could go up into, say, like Oblivimon, swing Oblivimon in, and then, like, go to top, and then Jogress with a Shakumon afterwards, or then Evo into a Shakumon, or that sort of stuff. I'm sort of hoping it works. We've got the cheap level 4s here, just so that it's easier to get into the Jogress, because black-yellow doesn't really have access to the memory like refunds that Imperial does, so I'm hoping that just being able to get into them for cheap will be good. It's also like a generic 2-cost Evo on any yellow-black, which is nice, because, you know, having generic Evo across both lines is pretty good. Sheepmon, I really don't know if I like Sheepmon. We'll sort of play with it, see how I feel. I quite like Ankleamon, normally feels pretty good. Top end right now, I've just thrown in these aces because they're generally strong. They did me well in my Mother Shota deck from before, and you know, Mega Gargo works with Marvin Jackson, so I can give jamming to an Invisimon after it comes out of security, and I can also just give jamming to these guys, and then Shadow Seraphi is just kind of like pretty busted defensive option. A little couple of consistency cards just to pray that we can find stuff, and yeah, other than that, I think this is a good prototype. I think level 7s could do well. We'll see how I feel about all of that, because Invisimon coming back out, if I can get protection on Shakomon, go up into Invisi, swing Invisi in, go up to the racing area, then Evo into the alternate level 6. For the next turn, I'll then actually have like a level 7 Jogress ready to go, so I'll think about maybe adding them. We'll just see how this feels for now, and then we can maybe tweak it for next week, based on how these games feel. Okay. Opening here, pretty good. I think it's probably... Oh, actually, no, this doesn't Evo on our egg, so this is not that good. Let's mark on this. Okay. Could be worse. We've got the Tamer out the gate. I think I'm gonna go with a boost out the gate though instead of the Tamer. Oy. Grab a Sukamon here. At least Sukamon is kind of like a good alternate starting point. If you can just hard slam it and then go into a Shakomon, you are on a protected 5. Okay, Korag. This might be that. Yeah, I've been seeing this Wargrey OTK deck running around a lot recently, so it could be that. We'll find out soon enough. Just Evo here. I kind of like the idea of just Ankleamoning here, because there's a chance if I pass them high, they can get into some really nasty stuff, even just off that. If this is the deck I'm thinking about, they could actually still do a lot of checks. And I can confirm this is the deck, so they're going to Evo into the Grey X, Yeah, they're passing though, because I've stopped them from attacking. So that's where this guy comes in really nice. And off the partition, he does this as well. So he's a really good defensive card. Angel of Free. So I could go into one of these for reduced cost. I'm thinking the Sheepmon is a good play here, because then I can just collision it. So we'll go with that. If we get lucky and draw into a Shaka here, that'd be great, but... Cool. Then we can just clear that off. Let's not end the attack, because we do want to kill it. Now their board state is refreshed, we don't need to pop our boost. We can drop this, and then we have our searcher next turn as well. And then if we can get into a Joggerus, we can do some de-digivolving. I think we're in a nice spot here. Obviously, it helps that they have brick that haven't found rookies, but, you know, I'll take it. Okay, they're setting themselves up nicely in the raising area, giving themselves lots of memory to play with. This is where it'd be nice to set up an uninteractable ace platform. It's gonna be a bit rough. I mean, you might just get to watch them do their OTK if we get unlucky. So let's play a Patamon here. Come on. I mean, if we had a 5, this would be really nice. We have one more card draw, I think, that I can get through. Maybe I can pop boost for 2 card draw if need be. Oh boy, I think we have to pop the boost and look for it. The problem with this is, because he has the sec one here, depending on hand, he is on an OTK deck, which is pretty rough. When attack target is switched, you may end the attack. The Sheepmon will protect me somewhat, but the problem is they'll do all of their when attackings. So they're going to go into like a full board wipe when they do this. It's really grim, actually. It's a very uninteractive combo. So we'll see. We need to just pray that we can draw a level 5 jog. Oh, there we go. That is exactly what we needed to see. We are super lucky here. It's a shame it costs that extra memory, because otherwise we could also have Invisimon set up. But I'll take it. Let's just become unaffected. Yeah, it doesn't matter, because they don't have anything. Let's grab a memory. It's a real shame we can't do an Invisimon setup here. But it is what it is. But this buys us a turn. And I'll set up a Marvin Jackson. The problem is we're buying a turn, but we're not making forward progress on the game state. So we really do need to sort of try and win it. The nice thing here though is when they try and do their combo next time, they're going to partition these, and this is going to say that it can't attack players, which will stop the combo from doing the second hit. So we're actually in a nice spot where we've prevented 2 turns of combo, I think. Well, they're going to hit us with the first half, and then they might not realize that they're going to get stopped by the Ankleo. At least I'm fairly sure there's no way for them to interact with it. Because they're going to have to select things with the Omni X. They're going to have to delete my board and then do things. So at some point, this guy's going to play, and Ankleo is going to stop the combo, which would be very nice. And if I get lucky here off this play, we might find ourselves another Shakomon. And if we find that, then we're in really good stead, because we can just continue to bait out. That's absolutely fine. I'll take another Invisimon here. because we do have the memory now to just Evo. I'm not going to use Marvin Jackson just yet because I would like to use the Invisible for a couple turns. The other nice thing is due to end of turn timing, this guy can potentially also be a huge help. And he also gets us the extra security, which makes it like a little bit harder for them to do their whole thing. That's an 8k security check. We are 8k, we're 9k, so we will live the check. We also actually have the egg, so we'd have jamming when we do the check anyway. Which makes me tempted to swing in with my level 4 actually, while we have jamming. And then we'll gain... we'll just place him. That way we still have him ready as a blocker as well. Yeah, gain all that. And then we'll just set up more of these guys, I think. This, we have end of turn DNA actually. So I just don't want to waste the Anklios because I don't think they're going to go in for that whole thing. So I would stop the attack after the 5 checks. That would leave Invisi. Invisi comes down. Invisi then deals with the problem. Digivolve twice, which will take them back down to Metal Grey. Won't get the delete, but I'll be 11k. They'll be suspended. We swing in, we kill. I think we're okay to not do it again. But maybe we're better off doing it again, because we do have a third Anklio as well. Maybe we just play it real safe. I think we just play it real safe. Okay, we're finding more Invisis. I mean, this is boding. This is nice, because this deck is that the opponent is playing can be very very difficult to deal with, and it's nice to see that this is dealing with it quite comfortably. It's fun as well, like the interaction of the level 5 into the 6 can be really interesting, where you know what you've put there in the first place, and then you like flip it up, or you flip it up and then you do a Jogress and put it at the top. It can be interesting. The Sakuyamon deck that got top 3 in the Japanese World Championship. I think it looks really interesting. I really like the look of it. I would like to play it myself, to be completely honest with you. Before I make too much of an opinion on it. I find that a lot of the time these high-level games that you can watch, I don't know, they're just playing it such a... they're playing the game so precisely that sometimes I guess it's not like as relevant. There's a guy at our locals that's very good who's picked up the deck recently, and there's another guy at my locals who's picking it up, so I think I'll have a much better opinion of it in a few weeks. But my initial impressions is I really like it, and I think even with the hit to the whole like Talmon thing, it's all gonna be fine. Okay, so we get to partition anyway here. So this is going to prevent them from doing their second swing as well. And we, for some reason, have to select them one at a time. We're going to get both anyway. Anklio is going to say that you can't get your second swing, which is beautiful. Target is still going in there. We could now come out Digivolve 3. I ended up building a deck, and it's crazy. It's so much draw power to it. You end up with almost like half your deck in hand. Turn 1. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did see us. I'm not sure if it was the exact build on the sim. But yeah, within like 4 turns, they only had 1 card left in deck, which was just hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna go up into it. Yeah, because we have the Oblivion. Well, Digivolve 3. We're just gonna keep their security from, or keep them from checking it out. because we're effectively preventing an absolute shit ton of checks here. I mean, they have what they were gonna do bloody 4 checks. Let's not end the attack because I would like to win the fight. We get our Invisimon, which is beautiful, and they surrender. Yeah, because that is pretty much game from that point. We didn't have a Jogress, but we were going to be able to set up with 10 memory. We were going to be able to set up an Oblivy and an Invisi. Maybe even 2 Invisis and an Oblivy. We would have had a lot of stuff. There was a lot of potential there. And like Marvin Jackson goes underneath this Invisi and then gets it back under the security. So we would have had a lot of stuff in our security ready for the following turn, which is quite funny. So that's interesting to see that this deck can handle that. Yeah, draw power decks are very strong. I really enjoyed Imperial with the Stingmon unrestricted, just because of that fact. Like, you build your first Jogress, you do your double swing, and you're like, cool, I have a fifth of my deck in my hand at least. Let's try running Noble Family Arts in the deck. After testing it with the card, I see why Pause plugin is needed. Yeah, I've seen some people put the Noble Family Arts in, like the Tau Loop variant, before like the restrictions and stuff. It was gross. We're getting second. I kind of like that I have some of my setup here, but I don't like that I have no top end, so we'll just hit a molly here. Let's remind myself what Pause plugin does exactly here. Yeah, stopping the wind digivolving effect is huge. Alright, we'll go into Patamon in the back because it's nice and cheap. Beautiful. We'll just set up our boy Cody. I still stand by that as far as the dual tamers go. I think Cody and TK is the strongest dual tamer, like in isolation. Also, hot take. I like running 4 of the new Sakuyamon over 2 BT19 and BT17. The new Sakuyamon. God, you're having me Google all sorts, huh? Which set is the new one, huh? Was there even a new one in BT20? Was it Sakuya X? Or did they do a BT20 Sakuya as well? I'm so out of it on all the new stuff. .5 set. Yeah. I mean, it sounds good. Okay. Get ourselves an Armadillo out. That gives us effectively 1 more memory. We'll get an Evo here, hopefully from Raising. No, you don't get the Evo, sorry. You get to add it to hand. We've got a 5. We've got a... We just need another 4. We could do that as well, which should make a cheaper Evo. But it effectively works out the same. Okay, let's just kind of pray a little bit here. We'll drop this. Oh, that's on play, not stuff main. I was thinking I somehow fused these 2 effects together. Great. Okay. It's 2 cost either way. I'll go on this stack just because I want to build a Shaco here. We didn't find the other 4, which is fine, so I'll just suspend this now. They also don't have anything to de-digivolve, so it doesn't really matter. Since they're running 4 level 7s, I run 2 just to have an extra Sakuyamon X in the deck. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I can see it. I mean, obviously the more ruin modes you have, the more oppressive it can get, but it doesn't feel like super required. I think we're just going to go up into this, get the protection, and then... Oh, obviously. Obviously the next draw was the level 4. Three. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, very nice. I'll take the Invisimon here. Just because I fully intend to reuse it in a minute. Could Evo for 1 in the back, then hit for 3, but it doesn't feel worth. We're just going to pray that this gets back around to my turn. We're going to be choking anyway, so I think I'm good. We're on 1 Ruin and 2 Valder. Yeah, Valder is Graham. Bloody Valder. I mean, especially right now with so many Royal Knights running around, Valder is probably more relevant. Like, at the Glasgow regionals, it felt like half the players there were running Royal Knights, so anything that can stop them works pretty well. Yeah, they do. They're grim. I've been like vaguely testing with I like how it asks me if I want to use partition, but I don't even have partition. What have I just been hit with here? Astral Snatcher. 3 cards. I don't know what it is. Then, if you have Digimon or Tamer with Barrow traits, you replace one of your Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon. Wow, grim. So they put it under my thing that was returning to hand. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Bagra variant then. I think the Bagra variant is the only one that runs this. Okay, they've given me a decent amount of memory though. That's a shame. I was hoping choking them and then it would still save. Let's just drop this, do a bit of searching. We need another 5. That one will do. And now we just build in raising. So the one thing I'm really not enjoying about this deck, bar the fact that it's generally a little bit odd, is all of these 1-cost Evos on the eggs. Yeah. Yeah, Medieval Gallant one in Royal Knights is grim. I have it at 3 in the list that I've been using for testing with the boys. And it's I mean it's fucked. It's just a straight busted card. Okay, we'll just go. Do we want to go? No, we want to get the value of going into Invisimon. So we'll drop this so that we can get more memory when we evolve. But yeah, like triple Medieval Gallant, 2 Leopards. You're playing Medieval out for 3 after dropping a Leopard for nearly free. It's absolutely insane. Like the value is grim. Almost $100 card, better be busted, lol. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'd rather it was just cheap. Okay, so this is annoying because now we're going up into our blue-black, so this guy isn't going to make our things more memory efficient, as much as we'd love them to. So we'll play the Searcher, and if we can find a level 5, that'd be really nice, because then we could theoretically go up into Oblivi and then drop. Yeah, okay, boom, Shaco. Cool, we get to do the thing. And now I can drop this guy, because this guy will get us some value in a minute. After we're done doing our other things. The textured art is going for 1. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it just gets silly. I managed to, day 1 of the, or near, like weekend 1 of it being out, I managed to get the alt art and the regular art for £65 in a trade. And that was probably like the greatest trade I've ever made in my life. Yeah, incredibly lucky. Okay, so let's place this face up as the top security card. Yeah. And now we're in a pretty good spot because we can just Evo into this other Ankleo. We're going to gain a memory here. More Master One support. The dream. The dream of more Master One support. One day it will achieve partition. I do feel like Blast DNA is the weaker of the two mechanics. Partition just feels so much better, like 99% of the time. Alright, so we're immune to effects. We'll go into Invisimon while we're immune this time. And pray that we don't get option carded again, because that would be grim. Or maybe we'll just wait on the Invisimon. Oh no, they can't option card. Wait. Are we immune to effects? It's just Digimon effects. So we could still be option carded away. So maybe we'll hold off. And just do a boost. Because we are guaranteed the Evo next turn. Is that the smart choice? I have 3 things to drop. So yeah, I think Oblivion one is the smart choice. Because we don't currently have level 5s. A new mirror. And if that is in play, it gives Master One partition. I mean, that would be grim. It would also kind of fit the theme, I guess, because they've done that sort of thing before, where Master One's getting mechanics through the mirrors. So that'd be a cool way of doing it. I think the only sad thing is you'd slowly start having to like get rid of the older mirrors, right? Okay. I feel like it's just a matter of time before this Magra deck pops off. I just forget what it does. Three old ones, 2d6, 1 or 2 new one. Yeah, I guess you don't need to find partition, and then you'd be happy days. My only fear would be that if you're giving partition to something that already has access to like the blast DNAs, might be. I mean, I guess you're still paying the overflow, so you're gonna get partition, but you're not like you're not kind of getting away with it in a sense. Okay, we'll see what happens here. I don't really want to use my ace timing if I can avoid it, because I'd rather just go up into Invisimon and continue to stack my aggression. I'm really enjoying the design on these cards, though. Alright, we'll trade. We'll get this guy out. In exchange, we'll take him home. Okay. Well, set up. Let's put down this armadillo. 3 Musketeers support. Yeah. In the like the new app money / 3 Musketeers support. It'll be very interesting. I'm like cautiously optimistic about. Okay, so now I have to grab my Gargos, but that's nice. I don't think that Sukamon was there a minute ago, so that's clearly what added. So we got 3 security effects ready to go. It's a shame. Maybe I should have added. No, you can't add it. So yeah. I wish they would check and get that Marvin Jackson out of security for me though. That'd be huge. Let's just Evo up into our boy Invisi. Do a little D-Digi2 action. Does it have on deletes? Doesn't look like it. But does this thing do things when... No, it doesn't look like it. Let's gain the memory. Then we could theoretically get even more value rocket in here. What are we going to be hitting into? 2k, so we can swing with the 5k safely. Yeah. Let's go into security, please, Mr. Or Evo for 3 here. Just keep flipping these boys. You may play one U from hand of trash, then add to owner's hand, reveal top 3. Okay, yeah, I'm not upset with them having that. What else have we flipped? Madly I'm on. Yeah. Oh, they pulled. They pulled turn there. Should have thought of that actually. Should have popped my boost. Whoopsies. Alright. We got caught out a little bit there. I still think we're in a decent position. They've been somewhat reset. We have partition on the stack, which is like not too bad. The annoying thing is partition is when each of us... Yeah, so if they use their like tuck under something else, it won't trigger partition because we never actually left the battle area, right? Or is that... No, actually, does it count as the Digimon leaving the battle area? I can never remember. I know it doesn't trigger overflow, so I'm thinking it would actually trigger partition because it's not saying when the card leaves, it's saying when the Digimon leaves. I was worried for a second that I wouldn't get my Ankleos, but I don't think that's a fit. And this guy's vibing. There's an ace target for these Mega Gargos, so I think we're okay. And if they do check security, hopefully Marvin drops, then Invisi drops, and then we have a way to get Invisi back in easy. I was thinking of adding some of the black-yellow hybrids to this deck because, you know, we have a lot of black tamers. Marvin has mind links, so we can get them out. But they're just expensive to evo into. And they're really, like, their on-play cost is really high. And it's like, I guess they'd replace this. More than likely, it'd be this that it would replace. I can see some value in it, but do we want to ace here? I think we don't want to ace. I think we want to just try and get Marvin to play. Okay, we got the wrong tamer. The other deck here that I want to try out is the like Valkyrie tamer. I'd like to try doing something with them as well. Similar sort of logic of just like toolboxing the top end into like whatever you want. That deck obviously can use Medieval Gallants as the top end, so that'd be good. I want to try Shinigami Burst Mode Ace in Tsukuyamon. I think I saw something like that. No, it wasn't that. I saw this though, which was somebody took Ancient Garurumon and like toolboxed these in at the top end. It was kind of a weird list. Lots of one-offs. Which I never know how I feel about when they have a ton of one-offs. I think their tamer lineup is wrong, personally. I think you should be running a couple more dual tamer. That thing's insane. Makes sense, though, to black base it up where you got Gotsumon and Solomon theoretically floodgating anything your Royal Knights opponents could do. I like this, though. It's funny. Okay, let's play this card. D-Digital 2, thank you very much. We can't blow it up. We gotta return these guys, though. Big surrender moments. Wicked. Well, so far this is going well, but I feel like we are still yet to hit an actual meta deck, so we'll see how it goes. No fours, but I kind of like the rest of what we're seeing here. We're going first, though. I mean, this search could be really good. Depends what we draw. I'm going to risk it. Let's just keep it. It's 5 eggs, so we know that it's not roll knights, at least. Ooh, first draw not great. Don't really need more. But we'll get a search in a second. If you have a search, then it's playable. Yeah, that's not a bad. It's not bad logic, to be honest. I think it's just because this deck requires some really annoying setup issues with needing to get the dual tamers out and stuff. But we're in a decent spot. This Ankylo's kind of saved us a bit. If it's your turn, yeah. So let's leave that in raising for the minute. Set this guy down, do a search, and then next turn we might be able to get into Ankylo for cheap. Grab this. Alright, now our opponent promotes the ghost, chips, hits the dual tamer, and we're Gucci. Alright, that's the play. No, they hit a level 12 instead. So close to finishing the Giga Siegramon. Dude, Giga Siegramon is insane. I've only played into it personally once, and fuck me, that deck went hard. It was just really crazy. Okay, we've got 2 memories, so I think we're good here actually, because we can Digivolve for 1 into this guy on this guy. Let's get the Ankylo out. Then we can Evo for 2. Wait, is that a setter? It is a setter. So probably they have that execution mechanic, so we probably don't want to put both our Anklyos in the same stack just yet. We want to save it for later. So that if we're partitioning, we're not like double Ankylo partitioning, we're just single Ankylo. It's a bit annoying because we're just going to give them full value off their setup, but we have an unaffected Shaco, which is pretty nice for us. Alright, come on. 4 memory. No, just 3. It's fine, we'll take it. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. We've got to do this pattern raising. It's kind of our only choice. We have another Shaco. We could start working towards our next stack. That's really annoying. Etamon in that deck is goofy. I love Etamon. I played Jumbo Chess for like a year straight, and that deck went hard. It has a lot of like similar things. So we would get like, what would you call it? The Etamon like slam taunting and stuff. Like black yellow in general, I think is such a fun like color combo to be playing. How does that thing work? It kills lowest, right? Their top end piece. So I think I just need to play something that's smaller. So let's, and I can't choke them, which is really annoying. Let's just play an Anglio, because on the off chance they don't have that piece, then we're good. You may play one level 4. You may play one level 4. Gain a memory. It never fails, but I always get hit with Sukamon's Curse. I love Sukamon's Curse. I did have a fun moment where somebody once like polymorphed my Digimon into a Sukamon in my chest deck, and I was like, lol, I run Etamon. I'm just gonna Evo on it anyway. Okay. I think he fucked up there. I really think he should have gone into my Shakamon with his end of turn attack thing. I always forget that you can hit unsuspended Digimon with that. Yeah, I think he almost definitely made a misplay there. I don't think he needed to go for my face. Oh, hold on. Delete when opponent's level 5 or higher. Can we explain why I didn't get partition there? I'm not stupid, I should have got partition there, right? Am I floodgated? Am I insane? Did we not Joggerus? I missed something. What happened there? Oh. Somehow I guess I wasn't looking and they managed to kill everything. It's entirely possible that I missed some deletion effects. I don't know why I promoted that was kind of stupid. But we can at least stop them. But as far as I'm aware, I think they just played level 4 and then traded off our dudes, but I somehow had already lost my thing by then. Yeah, me neither. I was kind of looking at my other screen. I didn't think they had a way to kill me from there. And I was like, surely if they do kill me, I'll just partition. Absolute insanity. We love to see it. Okay, boom into Anubis. Epic stuff. I'm fairly sure we've lost this game. I don't think there's anything I can do from here. This is what I mean with the opening hand. Like, even though we technically had a way up, like all we were missing was a 4. Like, these DNA decks are so reliant on these dual tamers. It's actually unreal. We won't scoop just yet, but I'm fairly sure we're dead next turn. I mean, actually, yeah, we only have 1 memory. Yeah, we'll just scoop it. We'll go next. Okay. Similar logic opening hand. We'll just mulligan this out. Okay, arguably way worse. This is good. But we have security stack search. And we're into some kind of Sakuyamon deck. Oh, that's good. They lost 2 scrambles. I'll take it. This will be interesting. This will be very interesting. Patamon. Should have kept that. Yeah, probably. But it's fine. We can choke. And we can stop them from just chipping us with their rookie too. Well, with that rookie anyway. If we get the level 5, we're set. The old town one. Ooh. We do have the sheep. We don't have the memory to use the sheep properly. They will stay in raiding for now. Raising for now. I don't know if I'm gonna chip. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna chip. And then let's just see if we can find the 5 we want in security. No. We do have A5. And we do have 2 security triggers with Sukuyamon and Marvin Jackson, so that's really nice. God, I hate how tamer reliant these decks are. Maybe I might have to drop an Oblivimon for like a Mamemon or something. Because I guess we do have all of our level 4s are black, so Mamemon could be a good hit. Dang, we shuffled Marvin to the top, baby. Let's go. Okay, still not enough memory. This is punishing. Not getting access to the lower Evo cost is really punishing. Not much we can do about it though. Okay. Okay, dual tamer time. We will continue to stay in the breeding area. We will trash an Invisimon because I feel like we're quite far from getting to our level 6s. Frankly, I would just kill this. Try and mitigate the aggression a little bit. Could risk it. We could dig for the 5 harder, but I kind of just want to choke and pray that they don't have Tau Ace in hand yet. Or that they're not ready to start slamming. Because I think the new Sakuya, it doesn't really like do much of that, but from this position, that's what I'm the most scared of, is for them to just slam it and establish some level 6s. But that's fine. Do they get memory back from using this, or am I missing something? Did they just really want the card draw? Yeah, they're just going to gain the memory back, yeah. I guess this is why it's nice to play on the sim a bit. You do just slightly let things. By trashing a top security card, draw 1, gain 1. What? Crazy. I would not feel like that's worth it. 1 option plugin. They'll probably do the Evo plugin, I guess. Go into their 6. Or just scramble. Yeah, that works. What are we getting hit with here? Sakuya X. Summon a token. But they're giving me turn hit, right? Yeah. And they didn't play the token? Is that a bug? Oh, no, because they don't have the thing. They need the source. Yeah, okay, that's why. That makes more sense. Ooh, and we have our 5. We can go to 4 memory to pull back. We will have to do it, unfortunately. We will have to throw away our Oblivimon. Which kind of sucks. I'm really not enjoying doing this. That feels like a really bad misplay, just going to QX. Yeah, probably was. I mean, the sim is full of people who just egregiously misplay, I won't lie. It's pretty common. We'll get our jamming. We will trash. We'll get rid of the Oblivimon here, just so we can go up into combo. We'll Evo for 2. Let's not use the memory yet, because we can get some D-Digivolves going. DNA. The absolute power of the D-Digivolve. Now, critically, I don't want them to get more security right now. So, I'm going to do this effect first, so that I can't return anything. Then I'll do this. Well, actually, they were level 5 anyway, so we were fine, but that is like a Care Bears style timing that you got to think about with these things. I'm really liking that Marvin is set up as well, because it means we're just going to have belligerent amounts of aggro here. Kill the random one. Swing this guy in. Go to the top security. Or bottom security. By the way, to end turn, we might as well just go into this, because I guess it has purge and stuff. They could scramble, but I'm not really worried about scramble, because everything's going to be whatchamajigums, as I said. It's not going to be able to swing in anyway. And this isn't affected by Digimon effects, so they'd have to drop one of their option cards to kill it, which I'm fine with. Because then at least we get partition. There is every now and again, though, I've had it where you actually want to not partition so that you can get your Sakuyamon on deletions. It's rare, but it has happened. Yeah. Don't plan on it. I mean, unless they do something relatively dire here, I'm fairly sure we've got game. I mean, even if they ruin Oblivi, will de-digivolve it back out from being ruined. We'll get the swing. We'll be okay. Setting up Invisimon is quite a nice counter to this sort of style of play. Syndrome on deck. Congrats on the job. Yeah, I liked Central. It was interesting. I expected to enjoy it a lot more because it weirdly enough the Orisa stuff dropped, and that's when I stopped playing chess, which was obviously like a puppet deck. It was a bit sad. Oh, it has Rush. Oh no. Are they gonna use the Rush and try and kill me? It'd be such a shame if they did. Yeah, they're gonna try it. Oh, they're just going there though. Yeah, same logic. Pause plugin. Achieved. But yeah, the Syndramon stuff was really, really interesting. I do enjoy. It doesn't use the Syndra stuff so much. Yeah, they didn't like the look of that. God, I'm not sure if this was a bit too off-brand or something. I'm not sure why this one felt, or maybe they just misplayed it, but that didn't feel too bad. Wait, I knew that Sakuyamon when played well is feels terrible. Against the Joker. Okay. Now this is super weird because we've got no rookies, but I actually really like this hand because if we can just find one rookie, we have everything we need up to our top end. So I'm gonna weirdly keep this. I say weird, I mean we've got like, you know, for 3 I can get up into a Shaco and be protected, like it's not that bad. Oh, and it's raw nights. Okay. This is gonna be a tough game. I don't know how winnable this will be, but it'll be probably the best test this deck has received. And we're gonna have to spend our, I mean, 5 checkers go through skewer in 1 turn is gut punching. Yeah. We just have to establish tamers. Oh, that's a bit rough. It's not really worth fighting for board presence versus raw knights because you always lose that fight. So you've just got to go for big turns and do setup. Is what I've been finding so far. Yeah. Obviously they get the Omeka dead as well. I mean, these Omekas are really good opening plays for them because they're just cheating their stuff in. Oh my god. Into Purge as well. With a choke. That's super rough. This is a really rough one. Somebody said they hated you for playing the deck last weekend. Yeah. They gotta see it though. Sakuya's super relevant. Oh my god. Well, I kept wrong. Opening 3 draws. Opening 2 draws. Yeah, because we haven't drawn any bloody cards. We've not really found our rookie. I don't even think it's worth trying to play anything right now. I'm just gonna end turn. I'm gonna pee real quick. I'll be back. Oh my god. What did they... Oh, they used their purge. Oh, bloody... Okay. Alright. Alright, this is rough. This is actually fucking hella rough. Jesus Christ. I don't really know why they... I mean, maybe that's just the only one they had. Okay, we can go to... Oh shit. I can get into a Shaco here though. That's kind of crazy. I need to toss this Oblivimon, but... We can get into a Shaco. And then if I draw in Vizimon, I can kill off the OmniX, which would be really nice. That's a really fucking hopeful draw though, because I'm going to get 1 draw off this. Okay, DNA. Ooh, that's kind of nice too. Doesn't really matter, unfortunately. Whatever I draw, I'm not getting anything. Digi, it doesn't matter. We can't put anything on the deck because we're low on security. But this could have been a lot worse. I don't know if it's worth dropping Sheepmon. I think I'm just going to end turn here. That's all going to get sucked. They're going to be on 7, 8, 9, 10 reduction. Maybe they don't suck the Omni. Oh, yeah. No. The fucking Last Guardian. Because now they're just going to raid, but because of the timing, I'm not going to see the redirect. So I just lose my stag. Yeah, that's how they go. They've probably just won it off that. 7, 8, 9 reduction. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have kept that hand. I thought I'd have a slightly longer, but purging OmniX just feels absolutely insane. At least I can DP -6, this fucker. Yeah, in my mind I just forgot they were keeping this guy. Just grim. Could have done with them hitting some Sukumons in my security. That would have been nice. Give me another one of these. Oh, it's a shame. Oh! A Sukumon! Incredible. I'm on 1 memory, so... Oh, fuck. If I had a machine. It's a shame all this stuff evolves for too expensive. I can choke them. Doesn't feel massively worth. I could just Evo into Shaco again. Yeah, let's not use that. Oh, finally a rookie. Gain the memory at least. They're gonna get full sucked. We're immune to their effects. I mean, knowing my luck, they'll just Oryu can ace me here, and it'll be very sad. We'll see how it goes. If they Oryu can ace, this will just die. No, they'll just Lord Knight to get the Omeka back out. Okay. I mean, unless they play something like a Purge, I'm not massively upset with this, because they may still struggle to get, like, great gameplay out. Okay. We're now affected, though. That's the problem. So, we're in a lot of trouble. Play this one. So we can at least cheat into Ankleo, like, and not use tons of memory. Prevent this thing from attacking. No. honestly. I think it's just yeah, it's if you added cards recover one. It's a real shame. I wish it just kind of had recover. I mean, obviously, then people would run it in decks where it could whiff, but it is a shame. Or if the condition was like, if you added cards or you have 0 security, you know, it'd be nice. We could dream. Which one? Yeah, I need to target the one on the right now. We'll just stop the Emechas from swinging. That'll at least prevent them from going for game with the Emechas. And then if they try and get like a rush, like a rush Gallantmon, we can still ace. Now we're giving them targets that they have to try and pop with that. I mean, they'd pop both the Antheos, which would really suck. Yeah, there we go. That'll be what they go for here. But if they raid, they're not going for game. If they go straight through, then we have to ace and block it, which is gonna really hurt. Oh, they just bottom deck it, yeah, because we're not protected anymore. Yeah, that's just game. Cool. Epic stuff. Yeah, I needed them to not have another OmniX in hand. That's grim. Their hand size was really low too. I don't know what the odds are on that, because they went halfway through their deck, but... Gross. Okay. Who knows? Maybe with a better opening that could have been playable. We'll probably never know. We'll probably never know. Oh, we'll try it again. If we're lucky, we'll get that Raw Knights player again. It does kind of... I mean, it makes sense, but unless we find people to specifically play with, you're sort of guaranteeing that you don't have good matches every time. Okay. Let's not make the mistake we made last time. Let's not mulligan out of a playable hand. We can technically get up to Invisi. Okay. Some kind of Vmon based deck. Either Magna or Imperial. I think either way, it's far more meta than the other stuff we faced. That's the problem with this deck, is like, it felt really good in those first few games. But then you just see like actual meta, and it all just falls apart. I also realized I've still got the stream title as testing EX08's new toys, which is Digimon TCG Jack deck testing. Black, yellow. Toolbox. There we go. Name is updated at least. Evo back here will be nice. I think we'll just set up a Marvin for future turns. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll just Ankleo for 2 in the back here. Maybe I should have Anklioed first, but it is what it is. What did we see on those searches? I don't think I was paying great amounts of attention. Paladin, Awakening of the Golden Knight. So it's armors. What did they add off it? That's another great question. They added a Vmon. Okay. Toss Mega Gargo for a memory. Promote, go into Invisi. I don't remember this deck being famous for good removal. So we'll just do that. Fuck it. We will just go into Invisi. What is up there? Oh, there's one of their Magna X's. That's good. So at least that's not in hand. Hey, and we drew into another Mega Gargo, so we're not even punished. So if they swing, we can potentially Mega Gargo them. I would ideally like to not, because I'd like to get through to their face-up security, but we'll see how it is. But having can't have your attack target changed is quite nice, because this deck is full of blockers. Okay. They've gone up into it as well. Beautiful. It's exactly what we like to see, isn't it? They don't typically have reboot on these things. Let's just not. I think I'm in a spot here to just take a couple hits to security and then do more in a second. Also, if they swing, they're only 12k. We'll grab Patamon just because it can Evo and Raising for us. Would have really liked that dual tamer there. Could just crash with them, but they're just gonna armor purge, so let's just not use. I guess I could have Mega Gargo aced just to have Mega Gargo ace ready. I mean, it also depends on whether they want to go for another swing. If they go for this, if they go for another swing, then we're pretty happy because then we can just Oblivy. But they probably won't go for the swing, knowing that that's what I want. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe it was just Mega Gargoing. Maybe I'm getting really greedy on this idea of the value. Because if I'd have Mega Gargoed, what would they realistically have done? Probably the same thing, but except now they can't block, and I could just swing through. Okay, we have Invisimon now, though. They still have blocker, though. That is the problem. Let's not use this. Let's start setting up for another turn. Because you might be able to just do like a brute force or swing in. And we'll get our effects, regardless of what they try and do to us. It would be nice to pause their Magna so that they can't get protection, though. So let's just do that. Let's just do that. Because now if they try and swing the Vmon to activate the effect and get their sort of like protection, we can just Mega Gargo and completely shut that down. Get rid of both their things. And then we've got like Ankleo into Shaco into Invisimon, Invisimon, D-Digi2, blow something up. Like, we've got double swing. I think we'd be in a really good spot. They can't bounce with Magnamon, I don't think, because it requires you to have no Digivolution cards. So they can bounce the Ankleo, but they can't bounce the Invisi. They would need to have another one of these, which would Evo for 3, so... Though we're not getting a Jogras because of that, so that is a bit rough. But we do have Ankleo back to reset up the you can't meme us meme, which is quite nice. Huh, yeah. No, I think acing here is quite nice if they swing. I mean, they're clearly I guess, considering it. Yeah. We'll blast. The problem is this can't attack players. It can attack me. So if I block here... oh no, but I can just do this. Yeah, I'm being stupid. It can still be affected. Silly me. I wasn't thinking straight. And now there's going to be no second Magnarax because it can't evolve. We're sort of happy here. It's a shame we didn't have this ace instead. That would have been way better in this scenario. Because we would have got them down to this and just killed it, which would have been real nice. Is what it is. And not being blockable is really nice too, because even if they're about to pull protection, we just don't care. And we can stop this. Okay, I mean, Heaven's Judgment's a bit rough here. I mean, a bit rough. It's actually very rough, but it is what it is. We can still potentially double Anklia. Promote, pop, go for 3. We're just not in a position, unfortunately, to get that off. I think our best move is to just promote, not use, pop our Mem Boost. And then it's honestly just double Anklioing. So we'll just lock them from attacking us. And then unless he gets his like one of Blinding Ray, we should be able to Jogress next turn. I don't think we'll have enough memory to go up into Invisi and like do a lot with it, but we could still go up into an Invisi and deal. I guess the main fear is that they've got another Magnarax that they could Evo into, because they do have they do very much have the memory to just do it. And then that Magnarax would enable the other Magnarax, and then we're looking at 4 checks. But we might be getting lucky here. This guy, this Magnamon is so gross. I'm fairly sure the play for the next set is just to buy a bunch of Magnaraxes. I need to order some in actually. I just need to buy the bullet and order them. I think Magnamon is gonna be a really safe bet for the next meta. Because you can just be huge, so you don't necessarily have to care about Virus Imperial because you're huge and protected, so you just block it. And actually when they trash your security, you're going to trigger your like when digivolving, so you're going to get like your double boost mechanic, so you'll be like boosted once and then boosted twice, so you're going to be like insane. They're not going to be bigger than you just block them, they don't get partition. You're in a great spot. Versus Royal Knights, you have access to the starter deck Magnamon, which is just absolutely belligerent and will keep them off their players. And again, you have access to just being completely immune to their bullshit and being huge. The only thing that the Royal Knights deck has that can kind of fuck you is they can Oryukan Ace. Oh, they did have Blinding Ray, sick. Absolutely fucking sick. Oh, why did they have Blinding Ray? On the bright side, because they activated it, it's only going to be the 1 check. And now they don't have the memory to go up into the other one unless they have the Miraculous. Yay! More of this fucker though. Oh my god. I'm not going to get into a Jogress. I should still be able to make a protected Shakamon though. And then Shakamon will potentially have the chance to go into Shadow Seraphi. Oh my god. And they're choking me, of course. But I don't feel terrible about this, to be honest. The game state doesn't feel terrible to me because yeah, they could build a Magna X, but they blatantly just don't have it right now. I think they would have gone into it otherwise. I mean, them just completely locking me out of Jogras has been really rough, but other than that, it's not been too bad. I think I have to Evo in the back though. Feels a bit gross to give him the extra memory, but it's just gonna be done. Then we'll just shack him on her. Yeah, if we could have DNA'd, we could have at least fucked this guy off to security, which would have been really nice. Again though, this is just evidence of the Dual Tamer being so strong. Like if I had Dual Tamer during any of this, you know, what was it, like even from that one memory there with this guy, the Dual Tamer would have dropped it, and then we'd have got a reduced Evo, so I would have Evoed into like another Ankyamon for 2, but then I could have pulled the memory with the Dual Tamer. Jogressed up into Shaco. Shaco would have bounced that, gone into Invisi, that would have like de-digivolved this by 2 and then deleted something else on the board. Like I could have just left them with a bunch of Vmons, dealt with 2 of these Magnamons. You know, we would have then know that 2 Magnarex, sorry, because I did chip a security in the end. Or they didn't chip it, they blinding raid it. But we would have at least known that the Magnamon, you know, they've already gone through half of them. It would have been quite nice. But it's very Dual Tamer reliant. There's the huge issue here. Yeah, they're just Heaven's Judgment for a safe way to end the game. Very gross. Very gross. Not much I can do there. Not much I can do at all. I don't think there's even a world where I get lucky in security. Because at 13k, he's bigger than everything in my security. What I really would have needed is for there to have been like a Dual Tamer in those early chips. I think that's the only way out of this one. Great Mem Boost is not, it's not the right time for it. Would have been nice the turn before. Then I would have at least had a Jogress. Then they wouldn't have really had a board state to do any of this with. Great. Alright, we'll hit one more game and then we'll call it for today. I think that was showed the potential a little bit at the end there. I think if we could have toe-to-toed them a little bit more, that would have been nice to have seen. Hopefully we won't get like a meme deck. Hopefully we'll get something real. Okay, this is surely a keeper of a hand. We're just missing 5s. And we have loads of stuff to look for. Okay, Doraemon is the opening egg, so it's probably it's probably a meme deck, lol. Deckstar, is that just gonna fuck me with the Digivolve? I don't know that I can. It's gonna be strange. Go into this. Yeah, we can just drop Cody here. Cody gets us the Patamon, then we get to look at our security, grab a piece, hopefully level 5. Then we have end of turn Jogras. We've got a 2-cost and a 3-cost Evo, so we can, if we find Shaco, we can get into Shaco. And then we're just ready to like hopefully go into, oh, it's got the, oh yeah, I guess it's not what I thought it was. This will be fun. I don't think I've played into this variant yet. Okay, yeah, we go for it. Come on, find the 5. Please, for the love of God, be the Jogras 5. Yes! And our security has a Dual Tamer in it, which is really nice to know. And we've just shuffled, so it might be closer to the top. 2-cost, 2-cost. Unfortunately, we're going to be putting them to 1 memory, but I think we're still in a good spot once we do that. We'll get the Shaco established, and then if we can get put to 2 memory, then we're okay. They don't have anything to do Digivolve, so we'll just do this now to save being asked again. Man, it's such a shame that the other Jogress decks never received the love of the BT12 champions that the Imperial Mod deck got. If the other Jogress deck had like equivalent champions to the BT12 champions, oh my god. Like when DNA gain a memory would have been fucking beautiful. Okay, and we get to do a bit of removal. Shakumon's removal is a bit weird. I don't like throwing stuff into their security. It's a bit gross, but it's hard to play around. Oh, and we get an Invisi, so we are going to get to start rolling. We're also going to get a search. Okay, we are off to a much better start in this game. We whiff on the Marvin. We need level 4s, so we'll grab a Sukamon. Then we will Invisi for 3. Oh, another Invisi. This is going to be real beautiful. This is a setter, so that's perfect. So we get the memory back. We'll quickly Evo up into this Patamon before I forget. Oh, and we've got the Oblivimon line. Okay, so we'll swing in. 6k. Go to top, get jamming. And do the fight. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll set up Ankyamon now, because it's the more expensive of the two to set up. So that we have like a guaranteed Jogress again next turn. It honestly might be worth. I don't know, it's hard. This guy being one of your few sources of end of turn DNA is a bit rough. I'll definitely have to have a think. I mean, we might be able to just run some of the good floodgates to help with the matchup, because we do have access to black and yellow floodgates, so it might be worth trying to run those. But I always worry in these Jogress decks, like, if your rookies can't be spat out by this, you're in a bit of trouble. This doesn't have protection anymore, so potentially in a bit of trouble here. But it's also just generally expensive. We've got partition at least, so as long as they don't do a D-Digi, we're okay. And I think we're in a decent position to build another stack anyway. So they're going to recover, which is cool, because that actually just gives me the ability to remove this. Because it can't be D2FX, can't have its DP reduced, but it can be sent into your security. I don't know that I want to set it to the security. Oh, this was all just pending. I see. Yeah, let's de-digivolve it by 2. That's very nice. Promote. That's a level 12. It's a level 12? Jesus Christ. It's a 12 cost. We will drop you, but then we're just going to decline your on play. Not that it could even trigger. I think we just want to go into another Invisi. And just really, like, remove a lot of that stuff. D-Digivolve twice. Go in. We want to keep the partition stack protected. Place on top, gain jamming. We know what this one is as well. It's 6k, so that means this guy can swing in safely. And then... Huh. I've got a lot of these. They're gonna go to 3 anyway. They've already tucked the ex-ante there. Oh no, they've already proto-formed, so... That means they can't reduce their evos, like, massively. But they do have an additional one of these underneath. Which is a little bit gross. Does this have end of turn? It doesn't. This is the only thing with end of turn. So we can't do an end of turn Jawgrass. Maybe I should have thought about removing it. It is what it is. We'll just drop a bit of a sepia memory boost. I think Mega Gargo makes a lot of sense. Patamon's kind of nice too, but I think Mega Gargo makes a lot of sense. They have access to effectively like 5 memory, I guess. So 2, 3. They could get into a 6, but I don't think they're keeping turn as a 6. So I'm fairly sure we're good here. And we're about to get, we're going to get another Invisimon at the end of turn. I'd love to draw like a Marvin Jackson next. That'd be beautiful. Marvin Jackson, pop Sepia. This Invisi ideally survives turn. Mind Link, swing in. Boom, come out. Mind Link again, swing in. I mean, that's the beauty of it. If you can get like a bunch of these guys in your security and like one Marvin Jackson, you just swing Marvin, swing, Marvin, swing, Marvin. It's really insane. Because by the time the check resolves, you're a tamer. And obviously, like, tamers can't die in battle. So it's just infinitely reusable for checks. Okay. I think we're doing pretty well here. They're going to potentially gain 2 memory back, but not even. They'd gain like 1 memory, I guess. Yeah. Do the old switcheroo. Need to draw twice. Big surrender. Alright, yeah, they knew it's over. I mean, we've only got 4 checks on boards, so it's not like game just yet, but the writing is on the wall for them. What would we have done? We would have gone into like an Oblivi, swung, had Oblivi come out, go to security. I think we're in a really good spot. I do wish the Oblivimon had like just a small on play. I don't care what it is, like if it was like on play if this Digimon was played by effect, gain a memory, I don't know, something. Just something really small, just to set you up a little bit. I feel like the archetype needed just like for tribal archetype, it just needed like a little bit more. But yeah, we'll call the stream there for now. It was good. Good games. I think that the list 100% needs work if it's going to contend against anything meta, but as like a fun deck for locals, I think it could be really good. We'll show it again real quick. I think it definitely has potential. I don't know that the Oblivimons are really that good. I think you could probably like swap them for something else. I mean, maybe we could just go grab the other Shaco. I forget what it even does, but is there the one that like DNA blue yellow? Oh, but DNA's blue yellow. That's so bad. If you're 5 sphere, recover 1, return 1 of Digimon less than equal. So I was curious. And your security tactics in his hand. Yeah, I mean he's just not good, is he? This guy's good though. I don't know. Maybe it could be worth looking at some other fives. Perhaps like promo Nightmon. Perhaps Etamon for just taunt. Taunt Asone. Those could all be pretty decent options, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll try dropping one or two of these Oblivies. I think the rookie lineup could also need some work. I think the annoying thing though is because it's because I want to use Kapurimon to get jamming while I'm these guys, which is maybe silly. Maybe I should be actually just playing an egg that's good for the deck and not having jamming. Having the jamming feels really clutch though. Like it feels super clutch. But maybe I just don't need the jamming. But I mean, if anyone has any ideas for this deck, I'd be more than happy to hear them. But yeah, good stuff, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I hope it was, hope it killed some time in your morning. And I'll see you in the next one. I should be streaming again Monday, same time, sort of 9 AM British summer time.